What's up, everybody? This is Jay, and welcome to my review for the Shy season finale. Remember to subscribe to my channel. Also, click that like button, and don't forget to continue to support me on Patreon and PayPal. The link is in the description box below. Now, when we check in, we see Reg bringing Trace out the back like a bag of garbage, and he's telling Jake, "Hey, you stay right here." And so he's going inside to take Trace's body in there. And of course, Jake, being the knucklehead that he is, as soon as he go in, he follows. And so he brings it in to Panama Jack Q. And Q looks, and when he looks, he sees Jake coming in. He says, "Hey, you leave him here and take the little shorty outside." And so he turns around and he see Jake and he takes him. He say, "I told your ass to stay outside." And so then they cut to Papa and they walking talking to the teacher, Mr. Bookman, and Mr. Bookman saying, "Hey, you heard from Jake?" And Papa and them is talking about, "No, we ain't heard from him. He's exploring the family business." He like, "Family business?" They like, "Yeah, he's with his brother and he's one bad dude." He like, "I'll talk to him." They like, "Nah, that ain't a good idea." He like, "Well, I'll keep that in mind. Now we got a play to do." Meanwhile, they cut back to Jake and his brother Reg, and they talking, and so now it shows Q, and he's getting interrogated by Panama Jack, and Panama Jack asking him questions, and then he pulls out the little pig sticker, and so then that automatically got Trice a little worried. He said, "Come on, man, I need to be able to have my mama look at my body." He said, "Well, as long as you keep it real, the knife goes back." He said, "I'm gonna take your word on that." So what had happened was, and so then they played into showing his son, and he's walking on, talking on the phone, and then he happens to see out the corner of his eye Q and Officer Blackbeard with some guns in the trunk. And so he immediately gets spooked and runs and hide and duck behind a car, and he starts trying to call 911. And then Trace like, hey, young blood, what you doing?" And so he pop up. He like, "Oh, nothing, man, nothing." He like, "Oh, okay, what you doing? Playing hide and go seek? What you hiding over there for?" He like, "Oh, nothing, man, I was just talking to my girlfriend." He like, "Oh yeah, talking to your girlfriend, huh? That's cute. What's it all about? What you coming from?" He like, "Oh, I'm just coming from getting her some ice cream, you know. That's all, man. I ain't on nothing." He like, "Oh, okay, that's what's up then." He like, "Yeah, man, I ain't see nothing, man. I ain't see nothing. I'm just trying to get some ice cream." He like, "Who said anything about seeing something?" Now you know you didn't fucked up, right? And then he showed him break out running like Ricky from Boys in the Hood, and immediately Trice opened fire like he was playing duck hunt. He trying to pop him. He the old boy ducking and dodging. Trice missed a few times, but because he know the neighborhood, once he see dude bust left, he dipped through the yard. And he running, and he just come and air him out like dirty laundries on a sunny day, and Shorty fall out dead, leaking. And so then they cut back to Trice, and he telling him, he said, "Man, yeah, so that's what happened to my boy, huh?" And so then they cut to Reg and Jake, and they sitting outside. Jake asking, "They gonna kill him? What's gonna happen?" He said, "See, I knew I shouldn't have brought you. You asked too many questions." He's like, "I'm cool." And then the OGs come out, and they give Reg a gun wrapped in a napkin. He like, "Go handle that." To be the man, you got to beat the man. And so Reg, he already knew what time it was, so he went on in there, and he took the gun from Q, went on inside to handle business. Jake wanted to go behind him. He like, "Nah, you wait here, young blood." After they hit the pops, he like, "You can go on inside and take a look if you want." And Jake went on inside and looked, and he was like, "Damn, you guys want to see a dead body?" Meanwhile, we cut to Mr. Boogerbeard reform Rick Ross. Now he looked like a pedophile, and he's over here confessing, spilling out his guts. And he's Officer Cruz is asking him what's going on, and he's telling, "Hey, I killed him, this or that." He like, "Anybody seen you?" He like, "What's that mean?" He like, "Did anybody see you?" He like, "Yeah." He told who saw. Then they cut into back and forth to him in the interview, and him taking off his steppers right here. And he been wearing them steppers so long, he got that little pinky toe all crinkly, crackly, crunched up like a bent up question mark. That damn pinky toe receding. And so then they show him he getting all skinny, looking like a little pookie crackhead. And he saying, where'd you get the gun from? He like, I bought it from a guy off the street. He like, what you do with it? I sold it to a guy. He like, who? I don't know. He like, yeah, you lying about the gun. And so they show him cut back getting locked up into the cell. Meanwhile, we see Jerica looking good, booty all tight in the little red dress, and we see Lil Easy getting a little jealous. She all bent over with it all poked out. He getting a little interested. He say, "So that dude you was messing with, did he work with you?" She like, "What's that matter?" He like, "Did he work with you? Does he work with you?" She like, "Yeah, I thought we wasn't gonna go through this." He like, "Yeah, you right, but yeah, he did work with me." He does. He's like, "Oh, okay, I figured that." She like, "Oh, just like you was messing with your boss that you work with." He like, "Yeah, but I don't work with her no more." And she like, "Okay, so I mean, is this gonna be a problem?" He like, "Nah, I'm gonna smile. It's over with." She like, "Okay, because I'm getting ready to go bring this proposal over to your mama's house. You coming?" And so he automatically trying to get right because it's about that money on the line. Meanwhile, we see Emmett, and he's pushing Crybaby Jr. In the park. And so he's trying to be a good dad. He's pushing him back and forth, trying to play with him, keep him entertained. And finally, he ain't crying when his baby mama walk up and something is strange. He looks at her, and next thing you know, he sees a little pinkish around the eye, and it ain't pink eye. She done got stole on real good, like she dating Ike Turner in this piece. And so he asking Tiffany, "What's going on? What happened to you?" And she like, "Emmett, just stay out of it." He like, "Just because we ain't what we used to be don't mean nothing. What happened to your face? This dude done beat you like you stole something." And so, of course, Crybaby gets back to crying like it was never before. They must have had him audition and say, "We looking for a Crybaby," and he sure is good at his job. Meanwhile, they walk it off, and we cut back in, and we see Officer Cruz, and he in the bathroom taking a leak, and Blackbeard come in, question him about why he tried to tell the sergeant on him. And so Cruiser, he getting a little pissed. He put his hand on his pistola, and he say, "Oh, you gonna draw down on me? You better think twice about that one." And next thing you know, he pulled it, pointed to his head, and about to let him have it, and left a red mark on his head like he was Habib. And so then he pulls the gun back, and he says, "Yeah, you better." And next thing you know, he gave him a headbutt. He gave him a little head. He wasn't expecting that kind of head, and both bust his nose. And as he walked off, he threatened to say, "Oh yeah, you a dead man." Meanwhile, we see Kevin, and he coming out the house, and we see Papa Shango looking like the overweight Keebler elf that never kept growing. And so Kevin want to walk in front of him. He like, "What's wrong?" He like, "Dude, why is you dressed like that?" He like, "Man, I'm in character." He like, "Man, you gonna get beat." He like, "Man, ain't nobody gonna beat my ass. I'm the crazy one. I learned that on TV. Everybody's scared of the crazy ones." And so they walking, and we see Gravy. He ready to celebrate. Talking about, "I got the cold duck on ice." This nigga got $2 bottles of champagne ready to chill. And so they all celebrated, ready to sign for the sale. She like, "This is good, 5,000 over asking." She like, "Oh yeah." And he like, "Hold on, you can't sign with no Bic. This right here was my daddy pen. This is nice." She like, "Oh, now look who bougie." And while she was getting ready to sign, we see Lil Easy get a call. And so he get in the car, and he find out they done found the killer for their son, his brother. And so now she get all emotional, and she don't sign the paper. She just get up and walk it off. And so everybody all emotional. He hug it off with Jerica. And next thing you know, they cutting back to Reg and Jake. And so he telling them, "Hey man, tuck this gun in behind you just like me." And so he worried because the crew, NWA and the posse, is looking strange. So he pop out the car. He say, "Hey, look, Trice is gone and he ain't coming back." And so you see Debo Jr. walk up. He like, "Hey, what do you mean he gone?" He like, "Hey, just what I said, he gone." He say, "You the boss now?" He said, "That's right." He say, "So is my paper gonna stay the same?" And he ready to pop him. He like, "Hell yeah, it's gonna stay the same." Because it was about to be a Wild West shootout. He like, "Well then you just made the boogeyman smile." And so now Reg all smiles, everybody smiles. He like, "So what's the next move?" He like, "Hey, this spot is too hot. We gonna have to chill for a moment till I find a new hustle. Everybody go to the park, get a couple serves on, and we gonna make something happen." So everybody cool. He like, "All right, look, ain't no pressure, everything cool. What you wanna do? You wanna get some shoes?" He like, "Nah." And you know what he thinking about. He thinking about going to that play, and he trying to see the Wiz. And we see everybody at the play. We see Papa, and he's saying, "Damn, it looked like she held it together all for the showtime. I'm surprised." And then he said, "Too bad she dumped you." And then next thing you know, she kicked over the trees. He like, "Damn, I spoke too soon." Everybody like, "Ooh," everybody in the crowd, "Ooh, damn, she messing up." Even Reg and Jake like, "Damn, she messing up." He like, "All right, man, it's showtime. Just follow my lead." And he all smiles. He walk out, belly hanging out, and all. He ready to bear all. And he comes out, and then Kev kissing up to God. He ready. It's showtime. It's go time. And then Papa break it out. He doing a little stanky leg. He doing a little dab, flexing his muscles, tits hanging out and everything. He got his lip poked out. He doing his little strut. He's shaking it. Even Red screaming ghetto as hell. "Go, Papa, show him how to do it, dad boy." Jake looking at Red's ghetto ass. They going to do a little do-si-do side to side. Now Kev, it's his turn to shine. His parents, everybody laughing. Jake looking like, damn, he doing a little Michael Jackson wannabe. He doing his dabs. He looking like a little Jimmy Walker with a red fro. And so now they got little Dorothy, and they all doing their little part, singing and dancing. And they all take a bow. Everybody in the crowd go wild. It was a success. They showing Papa and Kev and Andrea. They all taking pictures with the fam. Everybody's all happy. They got him smiling. Look at Papa. He about to shoot his shot, feeling good. Talking about how Kev's sister is fine today. She say thanks. And he like, "Hey, man, what you doing hitting on my sister?" Meanwhile, they walking in the hallway like, "Hey, man, you need to back up off my sister." He like, "Hey, man, she feeling me. When you special, everybody feel you." He like, "Whatever." Then Jake walk up. He like, "Yo, what up?" Kev like, "What you trying to bust our balls?" "Hey, man, if you want, man." He like, "Nah, it's cool. I was just saying y'all did good." He like, "Hey, man, if you want, you can come live with me, man." He like, "Why?" He like, "In case you want to get away from your brother." He like, "Man, F you, man. Step off." He like, "Oh, man, come on, give me a hug, man." Then he give him a hug. He say, "Hey, I whittled the cross for you. It's rosewood." He like, "Oh, okay, thanks, bro." Meanwhile, we see back at the court, everybody all hugged up, waiting to see the perpetrator. And lo and behold, here come anorexic Rick Ross coming to the stage, and he's ready to accept the charges. He the one pled guilty, and she's talking. Everybody telling her be quiet. She ain't listening, hard head. And after they give him the charges, he looked back at Lil Easy, and Mama pick up like, "Damn, he looked back at you like he know you. What the hell was that all about?" So it got her thinking. Meanwhile, we see Emmett. He walking through the hood, going to pick up his shorty, and so he knock on the door. He hear them fighting inside. So now he try to break the door down. His little shoulder then hurt. He runs to the backyard, goes to dip around the corner, and bang on the door. Ain't nobody answers, so he kick in the door without a fofo. And he next thing you know, he sees her beating him with a toilet plunger. And so, dude, as hard as he wanted to be, he getting whooped, looking soft in the corner like a roach with the light cut on. And he trying to break up like, "What's going on?" And she like, "What you doing in our house?" He like, "Man, y'all crazy. What y'all fighting? I'm taking my son and getting up out of here. Y'all hit me up when you done." She like, "Don't you take my son, Emmett. What you doing? You need to leave him alone." And he still take him anyway. And then old boy on the floor trying to cuss him out. And she snapped back on him. And Emmett like, "Both of y'all crazy, man. I'm done with the both of y'all." And he grabbed little crybaby and he up out of there with the quickness. Say less. Meanwhile, we see on the bus stop, we see little Rick Ross. He looking at dude, and he look like a little young Quavo. He tell him, "What you looking at?" And he turn about face real quick, scared. And so now they pulling into the county. And for those of y'all that don't know, the county jail in Chicago, Cook County, look like a real prison. It ain't no joke. And he in line. One of the dudes say, "Where you plugged at?" He like, "I ain't plugged." They like, "Get back to the back, Neutron." And so they push him off to the corner like a, little punk. Meanwhile, we see Panama Jack, and he in the bar, and next thing you know, Officer Blackbeard walk in. He like, to Trice, F him. He like, "Ha, yeah, F him." He start laughing. He like, "What you laughing for?" He like, "That's the same thing he said about you right before he told me the rest of the story." He like, "What? What you talking about?" He's like, "Oh yeah. Before he had to go, he told me the rest of the story about what had happened and what you did." He like, "What? What you talking about, man? Trice killed your boy. What are you talking about?" And he like, No. what had happened was after he had shot him, my boy was still alive. And so they show his boy laid there. He's still alive. He wasn't dead all the way yet. And then Officer Blackbeard walked on up and told Trace, "Go ahead, get out of here. I got this." And so Trace gave him a double take, and he like, "Yeah, get out of here. I got this." And so Trace walking off, and then Shorty looking up. He like, "Help me, help me." And he put his foot on him and squashed him like a water bug. And so he was stepping on his throat. He trying to grab him and everything, and then he just continuously applied the pressure and crushed him out. And Trace, as he walked off, he turned and looked and saw, damn, dude ain't got no heart. He just killed Shorty like he was nothing. Probably figured he was another gangbanger, decided to die. And Trace, although he would, was the one that aired him out, he saw what he had did. He finished him. And he like, "Hey man, I don't know what you talking about. Trace the one that killed your boy." He like, "Nah, Trace was telling the truth. He was telling the truth before you left." And dude got the fear of God in his hand. Now he should have pulled out his strap, but he didn't. And then everybody started leaving out the bar, and so now he's starting to get that little fear, that fight or flight sinking in. And he like, "Man, I don't know what you're talking about. Trace killed your boy." And he got up and tried to walk on out of there and get up out of there with the quickness. But Pops hit him in the back of the leg with a pool stick or a bat. And when he went down, he got the fear of death in his eye, and he pulled out that bat and cracked him a good time that time. And dude fell over the table. He beating his ass like he stole something. Hit him like he was Barry Bonds, Louisville Slugger style. And now they pulled him up, put him in a chair. He pulled out the pig sticker, which is perfect because he's a pig, and he sure stuck him. He got behind him, and he gave him a good close shave and peeled his neck ear to ear. Gave him a Columbia necktie to go with his suit in the morning, and he spilled blood all over his shirt, and it was the end of him. Meanwhile, we see Lil Easy come to check on his mama, and she's sitting in Cookie room. He like, "Ma, you alright?" And she like, "Hey, that guy, he looked at you. You knew him, didn't you? You knew him." He like, "No, I didn't know him. I knew him from around the way, but I didn't know him." She like, "Well, I'm just glad ain't nothing happened to you and you didn't do nothing stupid. I'm just glad you okay." And he like, "Oh yeah, mama, I ain't gonna do nothing stupid. It's all good." And she like, "Well, so what's up with the house?" She like, "I ain't selling the house. I can't. I gotta be here for the court." Meanwhile, we see Tracy, and she going to the memorial for Jason, and now she talking to Q. He like, "Hey, it's all done here." She like, she didn't say nothing. She just gave him the look. He like, "Hey, Trace, he was just at the wrong place at the wrong time. That's it. That's all." So she basically had him brought into town to finish the deal. Meanwhile, we see Blackbeard laid out dead. He done sprung a leak all over the floor. And we see Officer Cruz, and he like, "Damn, he done pissed off the wrong dude. This dude is dead." And she like, "You cool with this?" He like, "Yeah." She like, "Good, because you the lead detective now. It's your case now. So now we got to see what happens next season and how Cruz figures out what happened to Blackbeard." Meanwhile, we see Lil Easy. He got his little truck. He counting his little ducats, and he ready to close up shop with that busted taco shop. And next thing you know, a SUV roll up. Lo and behold, it's Reg in the back. He pulled down the window. "Hey, what up? You remember me? Remember you lost my pole? Yeah, we got a new thing. We about to go mobile now. Yeah." He like, "I got the money. I pay you." He like, "Oh no, it's good. We don't need the money. We about to make a lot of money. Oh yeah, we about to go mobile. We go hit you up. Yeah." So now Easy, he in trouble now. He about to put everything in jeopardy that he did because of Reg ass. Meanwhile, we see it's a rap party. Everybody at the show is happy. They dancing, celebrating because it was a success and the show's over. Papa got his boobies hanging out to the side, relaxing. We see Big Mama. She's sitting there looking all mean as her usual. "Don't tell me no bad news." And Kev come up and talk to her, try to apologize. He know he hurt her feelings. She like, "Yeah, that was pretty messed up, but I forgive you." He like, "Oh, it's cool. It wouldn't be Christian like." He like, "Oh, really? You forgive me?" She like, "Yeah. And also, I want you to put in the word with Papa." She like, "Papa?" She like, "Yeah, I like the way he moved." knowing damn well they had to get a reinforced bed if they hook up. And so he go to try to holler at Papa and tell him, and Papa get up out of there real quick, like it was nothing. And so then we see Kev and Andrea. She like, hey Kev, and he like, hey, what's up? She like, you know, you want to dance? He like, I thought you couldn't talk to boys. She like, it's just a dance. It's nothing else. So then next thing you know, they grab each other hand and they start dancing. She busts out with the little karate moves, and he trying to keep up doing his little karate moves, and then she keep him at arm's length to make sure, you know, his little woodpecker don't get too close. And so they start dancing, and he happy. He looking like a young Chris Rock. He all smiles, dancing or whatever with her, and it ends off on a good note. Let everybody know, hey, everything ain't too bad in the Chi. Well, that was the end of the season finale. They left a couple cliffhangers for season 2 to get started with. All in all, it was a pretty good show. I think it was a success. It should be building a bigger following for the future. I'm going to do another video that gives my review of the show. In the end, thanks for watching. Check out my other videos. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Click that like button. And also, don't forget to continue to support me on PayPal and Patreon, where I got exclusive content on patreon.com, and you can see how I make my videos and much more. In the end, thanks for watching. Peace, and I'm out.